Hey, this is Neil back with another episode of Thought to Me. Okay, so today what I want to discuss is today the relief bill was passed, along party lines, and the biggest sticking point in the bill for the Senate was the minimum wage, increasing the minimum wage to $15. And the Democrats was fighting for it, the Republicans said no. So I was thinking about this, about the minimum wage and, where I stand on it. And my business mind is telling me that if you break down who was the most affected by COVID, it would be small business, which we all know is the majority of the hires in America. So I'm just thinking that even though, don't get me wrong, $15 an hour would be wonderful because this has been discussed for years, and I think a few states implemented the $15 an hour minimum wage, but for the vast majority of the other states, that's not the case, and I'm concerned. If you increase the minimum wage to $15, what does that do to small business? Because if you're struggling during COVID and you're just coming out of it, and you're paying your employees $10 an hour, and you barely made it out of COVID, and then to have a law passed that states you have to pay your employees $15 an hour, it is going to be a very steep climb. So I would think it would have been a better situation to have it, say, 2 years from now, a year from now, where the businesses got back on their feet, they're doing much better. But I don't know. A lot of people is for the $15 an hour, and I think it's a good idea, just not right now. I think it's a really bad idea right now. So maybe I'm wrong. That's why I come to the YouTube with these questions. Am I wrong? What am I missing here? Because my business mind is telling me this is not going to be good for small business. A large corporation that's paying $10 an hour and they go up to 15, that won't be a problem because it's a large corporation. And even during COVID, they have many different ways of, keeping themselves afloat. But a small business, the options are limited. So if you're struggling and then have this increase in expense, I don't know. So unless this $15 comes with a package for small business to say, okay, we are going to offset this $15, this increase to $15 with such and such, that I could understand. But to say that, we should just pass a law to raise the minimum wage to $15, I think it's bordering on irresponsible. And I think right now it would do more harm than good. So tell me what you think, because I don't know. And I know this stance will be controversial because, it's hard to see somebody working hard, and say, oh, you don't want to pay them this. And it's not that they're not deserving. They're absolutely deserving, because these are people that pretty much keep the country going. So they're absolutely deserving of it. So I don't want anybody to get that part, wrong. But I just think that right now it's a bad time. We still have almost 10 million jobs lost that we need to gain. It's like having a tax increase right now. Businesses don't need that. And I think the same thing with minimum wage. It should be a phased in process anyway. If the bill was even passed now, I would think that they would phase it in over like the next 3 years, but to just, you know, drop off a $15 minimum wage now, I think that is just irresponsible. You know, it's nice, yes, but you know, you have to be fiscally responsible at the end of the day. You know, Democrat or Republican, like we all have to manage our money. And we don't, I'm assuming in your household, you don't just spend just like that. You know, you weigh options and all of that. So, you know, there's a lot of things that we would all love to get, but we don't. Because if we just get everything we want, we would all be broke. So that's all I'm saying. Let's think about this. It did not pass in the Senate bill. I'm assuming that the Democrats in the House is not going to like this, but I think it's the best thing, you know, and I'm hoping that they don't use this as a reason to hold up the bill, because that would be even more irresponsible. Well, that is my 2 cents. So let me know what you think. Do you think it's okay to raise the minimum wage right now? Should it have been in that bill, and should it have passed? I just would want to know. And if you think that you should raise the minimum wage right now, what would you say to my argument that this is counterproductive to small business right now? Let's understand that we're talking right now, not later down, because later on I believe that it's absolutely necessary. So let me know. That's my 2 cents. What's yours?